I'm alive. Probably. Hmm. Oh, I did forget to change stuff. Whoops. Knew there was something I was forgetting to do. There we go. Now they're back on the field. Checking a thing real quick, just because... Huh. Alright then. Hello, Griffy. Sorry, texting someone. Hope you're having a good day and not exploding. Welcome back to the adventures of Arceus. God of our world and all others, probably. I mean, not really. He couldn't do anything without us, but... he's there. My mother. Pestering me about a thing. That thing being, she wants to get me a thing for my birthday, and I was like, I could probably use a new cup. And, like, she just starts asking me all these questions, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what size the cup is, I'm drinking water out of it. Also, you're not supposed to... when you get someone a gift, you're not supposed to pester them for details. Because, like, for one, then they know exactly what they're getting. And for two, it kind of ruins the point. You know? Just get whatever you feel like they'd like, and they didn't like it, oh well. That's my mentality about it. Plus, they don't accept my answer if I don't want anything. You know? Also, here's our... here's the Espeon you wanted. It's almost taller than I am. If it stood up on two legs, it would be, but, you know, that's not really its method. Also, have you found the unknown yet, Griffy? Because I can... we did it last night, I can spoil what you get. If you get all the unknown. Yeah, last night, you were probably already in bed, but I have all the unknown. And now we have the unknown casino. Here's what you get by getting all the unknown. Nothing. You don't get anything. The only thing you get is the area here where you first found the unknown and you like took that rock back to the shrine or whatever. Unknown will now appear there. Which means you can capture more letters. But unlike the puzzle unknown, they are not shiny locked. So you could get a blue letter. Why would you want to do that? I don't know. But you can. See? Now they're just in here. And they like have animations and they move and stuff, but they're unowned. No one wants these. I'm guessing you got it then, if you camped it that long. Good job, I guess. They should probably set up like a betting system, or just stop having a limited number of houses, but... Oh, let's grab the thing. You didn't get it? Oh. Are you curious? You bet I am! New 2 hunks of crunchy salt, 2 pods of plump beans, and 2 bunches of king's leaf. Yeah, that's really poor design. I'm sure there's some plan for it, but... Like, there's so much open space in the game. And I can't imagine housing takes a lot of work. You know, in-game. Do I even know... I have plump beans. What does salt look like? It looks like salt, of course. With a lottery system, ugh. Just give everyone a house. They've gotten to max level, they deserve a house. Place Geodude on top of the pot and it's done. Huh? What in the world? Oh. He evolved. Geodude changed shape. Is that the evolution business? What about the pickles? Twice as good as I expected. Call it the twice spiced radish. But I didn't even give you a radish. Also, I hate this guy over here. Hey! You want a mechanical tub for $80,000? Look, I got other things to buy, man. I gotta buy more parts of my bag. But I'm buying it. The next one's gonna be $100,000 and kind of just cry in a corner. Yeah. Choose a Rotom. Ta-da! Washing machine now. It's nice to have them all in my house and not have to go to some weird mansion somewhere, but... Does that mean my house is gonna become the weird mansion? Oh no. Yeah, I haven't played Final Fantasy in a few days, because I just haven't really had the urge to. Been playing this, and... kind of it. Playing other things too, but... this has been the biggest one. That didn't give me a dang thing. Yeah. Because this is just an easy thing to jump into, and I just haven't really felt like dealing with people. And by people, I don't mean any of you or any random people on Discord or anything. Just, I don't feel like dealing with dungeons and dragons and people yelling at each other in the chat. You know? Though that doesn't really happen around my level. The most we've done is had people be upset that they started a fight early. I think it was one of the Alliance raids. Where you fight the Atmos or whatever. And people get upset because they're like, why did you do this? Now everyone who's slow is gonna get thrown into Alliance A's realm, and like, those guys are chumps. They don't need help. Not really a lot of stuff. I'll just make those, why not? Anyway, my goal today is to do some side quests and our main quest. So, you know, spoilers abound, but no one really cares about that. I gotta put up my... There we go. We got Sleepyon, who evolved on its own, and then we have Sylveon, who I found in a time distortion. And is an alpha. So it's a big old fairy. You know, real big. Real tall. Its ears go above my head. I'm still missing Glaceon and Leafeon and a regular Eevee, but I just haven't really found any Eevees. I haven't really met anyone in Final Fantasy. Granted, I spent most of my time on the free trial, you know, so I didn't really have a chance. Because, like, anyone I would have possibly talked to were, you know, like, oh, it's a free trial player. Well, they probably can't friend me anyways. But also, I was never really, you know, the type to friend people randomly. I don't know if that's good or bad, but typically people would just randomly friend me, and I'd be like, okay, I'll hang out, you were okay. You know, and some of them are now friends I've had for a while. Like, I don't know, some nerd I call Griffey every now and then randomly showed up. And now I guess we're good friends? Kind of a nerd, though. You didn't hear from me. Also, here's my giant bat. You think I'd be good at baseball with this giant bat? Surprised I haven't made a Pokemon, like, sports game. I mean, I guess there's, like, the fighting game, but that's not sports. That's fight. That's just a bad rumor. Don't worry about it. Not all of Griffey's friends are huge dorks. Some of them are minimal dorks. I need to look at this guy. Stunned it. Defeated. Defeated with ice type moves, huh? I think it saw me. Oh, what the heck? Oh, jeez. Oh, no. This guy's real fast, too. It already had frostbite, but alright, whatever. Ow, pain. Did they give it? No. Ah. Well. Okay, Griffin. Don't explode on your trip. Why is the moon view over now? Also, I could have just teleported here the whole time. I'm a failure! Oh, geez, Sapphire, why? There we go. I fixed it. What do you want, Melly? I was supposed to grunt like you would even know, but I guess it behooves me to ask. You know the Pokemon called Cresselia? No, I don't. She's a incredibly rare Pokemon. Don't follow your own, you don't know about it. Sally is said to be the very embodiment of the crescent moon. Feathers are called the lunar feathers. Said to say if you hold one as you fall asleep, you'll visit wondrous dreams. Uh-huh. I dreamed that one day you'll die. I call her a nightmare, that pesky Cresselia. Sent upon the Mount Moonview Arena and caused my lord to hide himself away. So if you'd so worried about Electrode, I can't even sleep. Never mind dream. You might be able to catch Cresselia and perhaps claim one of those lunar feathers. Do catch that pesky flying croissant. Do it for my poor Electrode. I suppose Cresselia can't be all bad if she at least recognizes the perfection of the arena. Looked after the great medley. Okay, whatever. Please stop talking. And there she is. Luna. Oh no, I'm confused. Eh. Being confused made my controls backwards. And now it's mad. What a surprise. I'm sorry you have to keep dying, Rebron. He died for nothing. Well, I caught it. Whatever. So much easier to catch legendaries in this game. Why did I get the dread plate from the moon? Did not expect it to have a lunar feather. You got some kind of plate. Do feel power emanating from it. In any case, if Cresselia not given us what they needed feathers, suppose she thought we had no need for them. Or she was, you know, not a bird. I bet Algrass, suppose anyone lucky enough to beat the Great Medley should be able to handle at least that much. Think about a halfway competent person like you might actually make a decent sparring partner and help my lord and I grow stronger still. I'll go back to the settlement and tell the others about the feathers that we didn't get. If I could never interact with Melly again, that would make this game a lot better. Like, those types of characters are only good in small doses, and this character keeps trying to become more important than they actually are. Like, spoiler, you're not even a supporting character. You know? And I hate being mean, but they're really annoying. And it's like stinking Birdly. There's nothing wrong with him, he's just annoying. Let's put all our stuff up. Why not? Andy keeps losing satchels. Since a long time ago? Well, I mean, I've only died today twice, but every time a Pokemon faints, I knock up the death counter. And every time I black out, I count every Pokemon I didn't have fainted. Oh yeah, Heracross. Why was Psychic super effective? Is Heracross a poison type? Hmm. Yeah, well. Oh, right, he's a fighting type. Weird. But we've got one more plate to go. And hello, Riesling. Hope you're having a good day or whatever. We did finish our unknown hunt last night after you poofed. And you don't really get anything for doing it. Figured you should know that information. You just get the opportunity to catch unknown on their own. And by doing that, you're capable of catching a shiny one, or just making words, I guess. I don't really know why you would do that, but you could. No alpha ones that I'm aware of. I guess it's possible an alpha could spawn in there. Speaking of, is that an alpha? I think I see red eyes. It is. Okay. Go to the fruit. Got it. It's a good thing Pokemon don't really think about where random fruit comes from. You know, they might realize, hey, this fruit doesn't even grow in this region. What is this? Where did it come from? Where did it go? If a fruit randomly flew out in front of me, yes, I would probably be cautious about where it came from. Especially if it was implied that gravity was somehow in play. You never trust anything gravity drops. Ow, my legs. Can you guess what Pokemon's here? I'm sure you can't. I guess the weird part about us, like, capturing all these Pokemon is just... how do they get free later? Ow! I mean, I guess we could just release them, but... we just caught Cresselia. Oh no. I mean, either we die at some point or we time travel forward at some point. Napping twice. Alright, what does this stupid thing say? Alright, it doesn't say a dang thing. It just says there is something sealed away here. We gotta figure out how to get down to the lower floor. Alright, you don't gotta be mean. No, there's just stairs. Hmm. I would expect you to turn up here. What are you up to? You're gonna try to find the secrets lurking in the Snowpoint Temple, aren't you? That's what my clairvoyance told me. You're getting mixed up with all kind of strange going on. Go here, well, say about see Pokemon so great it could tow around the entirety of the continents that lie to the south. No matter what we do, the door just won't seem to open. I don't care. Stone plate, iron plate, and icicle plate you're carrying are reacting to the door. Oh, well, that was... okay. I was kind of expecting, like, another puzzle or whatever, but just open the thing, why not? If they couldn't open the door, how did this Graveler get down here? How did these guys get down here? There he is. It's our boy. What is that thing? It's colossal! It's really not that big. There seems to be a Pokemon. Let's see what my clairvoyance has to say. Yep, definitely a Pokemon. Clairvoyance showed me a vision of it in motion. Yeah, it's definitely not colossal. Like, my Crobat is bigger than this thing. My Ghost is bigger than this thing. These guys are colossal. You know, and I don't have Palkia or Dalgia with me, but... Zut zut. Regigigas is slow to get going. And that was it. I caught Regigigas. That was a little anticlimactic. I got a blank plate. A blank plate? Oh, it's just normal. Huh. That's one solid Pokemon, like a giant born of the very earth. It's really not. This is part of your job with the Survey Corps, huh? That Pokemon's the one you just caught, huh? Can't wait to see its Pokedex when it's done. Pretty curious to read what Mr. Professor writes up too. We should do another chase sometime. Well, time to go back to Kogita's retreat. Hey, hang on, we gotta look at stuff. Let's see. Up there, put him there. I don't have any other legendaries in here, right? No, they're all right here. I'm actually gonna put the other two in there too. Just so they're all together. I know poor Starvolt is stronger than any of them, but he's not as big. Yeah, it's disappointing that Regigigas is definitely the smallest one here. I guess Crobat probably is technically smaller. He has the flight advantage. But it's definitely a matter of, they could have made him a bit bigger. A little bit, I guess. Hey, Reggie, go back over here. Back in your corner. He should definitely be bigger. I don't know why he's not. We also don't have the other Reggies. We just had their plates, and the game was like, yeah, that's good enough. I doubt it? Because it says number caught 1, so... Unless there's a way to, like, alpha-size someone, I can't see that being a thing. If, you know, the last thing you can do is just turning something into an alpha form. Hey, I got all the plates. Here you are again, collect all the plates. Uh-huh. Good, really? When did I get here? What can you tell us? We're so close now, you must know about the plates. The more you want to know, kindly bring me wood. 3 logs will do. Wood? Sinks wood is somehow tied to the plates? Oh no. Find out wood in my stores now. Yeah, I, kinda just used all of my wood. Would you believe it? I only have 1. Hmm. I don't think I can buy wood either. You sell wood? No. You sell wood? No. Do you sell wood? No. Can I just take this wood? Why does no one sell wood? I'm upset. I just need a decent pair of wood. I can't just chop wood, I have to find it on the ground. Sadly, none of my Pokemon know cut. Now I have angry children yelling at me. I do wish you were able to throw things while you were mounted. There's a piece of wood. In game, not out of game. The only children here are puppies. And they don't usually yell at me, they just kind of waggle in my direction. And Alpha Shinx. No, the pups don't come to my room. They would probably eat something they shouldn't if they did. Also, you would hear them. Alright, we'll get ready for an hour of me just running around in circles, unable to find a piece of wood. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to fight you, I was trying to hit that tree. Sorry, Starly, I didn't mean to scare you. They're not very audible unless they're playing. Well, Luna sometimes is. Sometimes she gets in the mood where she just starts barking and waggling at you and trying to get your attention. Even though I'm staring right at her, she just barks like crazy. No, they don't want to... Penny doesn't want to play. They want to play with Penny. Like, Peanut loves Penny for some reason, but she does not care for them. The best thing Peanut did is I left the door open once while Penny was sleeping in here, and Peanut ran inside, licked Penny's face, and then ran out. And Penny didn't even react, she was asleep. less aloof and more, get off my property, you darn kids. A thing. There, got all the satchels. I don't know how someone died down here, though. It's not even Pokemon. Maybe fall damage, but why would they fly that high? I don't even remember what Gabite's shiny form is. But the outbreaks have a higher chance of finding shinies, apparently. Gathered 3 logs I requested. Yeah. Took longer than I thought it would. The original expectation of the tempering, I fear, was merely of fashioning myself a new cutting boards. Cutting boards, you mean for cooking? Place where after our dinner plates, hardly time for cooking. Go plain one shucking his own work this very moment. Poor Ginter and Gungogil must have his hands full with you. But honest work earns honest pay. Here you are. Reward for the wood you brought me. The pixie plate. That's why the plates we're looking for. Yeah. What do you mean a plate? Let me see that again. Does rather look like one of the plates you've been tracking down. Engravings are part of me less than accommodating cutting board. Whatever ingredients crossed it certainly gained more pleasant flavor. Perhaps it was the board's power, the plate's power, rather. Oh, she's been using it as a cutting board. To give her food a very aftertaste. It's a good thing these things are probably not able to be damaged. I should look around the Celestia ruins. But Dalga and Palkia might hold more secrets. Fine pretext for shirking your merchant duties, crawl about the old ruins you so enjoy. On with you then. Okay. To Jubilife. Because I can't just go somewhere. Like, there's a lot of small issues I have with this game, but none of them are important. You know? None of them are things I would say, like, you shouldn't buy this game for. If you like Pokemon, you'd probably like this game. I need to go up here, apparently. Like, I don't know why I have to backtrack to the village. Especially from a place that was my hub for a second. I'm here. Have a look at this. Yeah, that would be called Pokemon. Broken and shattered, yet it still remains. Do you know what it is? Nope. A poker game. No. Greatest wielder of Pokemon this land knows. One can bring down Dalgia and Palkia. Seen certain things are beyond you and your grasp. One that was equal to both Dalgia and Palkia, yet banished from work. The great Pokemon Giratina. It wasn't Giratina. Giratina doesn't have legs. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of his noodle form. His regular form does have legs. He desires more than anything else, child, the almighty Arceus. Where do you think it might appear? Temple of Sinnoh? Coming to see this word. They say excitement is losing my lips more than it should, but... See, ever since I was one, I met someone painful or heartbreaking. Couldn't help wonder why life is so unfair. Why was cursed to live through such things? Imagine we all go through something like that. Direct all my energy and my natural curiosity and ambition. My curiosity stronger than anything with the mystery to be found in legends and histories and ruins. Fancy by unraveling these mysteries. Find out how the world itself came to be, and with that knowledge, maybe even forge a better new world. Is this guy gonna be the villain? Meet the Creator's unwanted child, banished therein. Perhaps we'll be able to understand the nature of Almighty Sinnoh itself. Is there anything at all? It seems like that's likely where it'd appear. Okay. This doesn't seem like a bad idea or anything. Let me get rid of this Crobat. We could unleash literal Pokemon Satan upon the world. So, you know, just another Tuesday, really. Even though it's Sunday. Dalga, you're coming with us. No, you have... Starry, you have to stay with us. You're my actual strongest Pokemon. I just realized I haven't... Ow. I haven't evolved a deer. I wonder if that plate thing I have evolves the deer into this deer. This seems like the setup for a supervillain. Symbolize the ruins now, columns cracked and broken like pillars turned to spears stabbing into the heavens. But I detected a distinct lack of Giratina. Something bothering you? Because I must seem behaving strangely. You deserve to know what I'm really after by now. Ever since I became convinced that Arceus really does exist, it's been one question that consumed my thoughts. How can I meet such a being myself? To answer this question, I originally sought out Giratina and tear open that rift in space and time. After all, Giratina wished to stand against Arceus, but that didn't do the trick. How'd you gather the fragments of all-encompassing deity just as mirrors of ruin directed? 18 plates said to be the fragments of the all-encompassing deity. Holding your hands 17 of them. You must be wondering where's the last one. Right here. Uh-oh. Hand over the plates you gathered. I'll be the one to bring them together. My desires to meet Arceus cannot be contained any longer. I need to know what it is. I must know what it is. When I meet Arceus myself, may be able to subjugate its power. Using that, I'll create a new world. A better world. Of course, if I create a brand new world, then Hisui region will currently exist. That we currently exist in will be undone and return to nothing. You, everyone you know, all the Pokemon living here would vanish in an instant, as if you'd never been. Want to keep this world from disappearing and then face me in battle. Not that you have a choice. If you don't wish to battle me, I'm not above using force to take those plates from you. Pokemon Wielder. Spiritomb? That's a legendary, though. You don't need to know that. Garchomp. Oh. Uh-oh. Why does it get to go first? I'm faster. Ow. You're wasting your full restore. I can just do it again. Oh. First time that's happened. Why Lucario? Also, it bulked up, but it got smaller? I think. Taste the power of Aura. Oh, that's why Lucario. You may be wondering why I sent out a normal type against a fighting type. The answer is I didn't really think about it. But it worked out. I didn't bring my fire type, so... Flying Fairy. Dang it. Overall, this has been a fairly, even fight, huh? Why does he get to go twice? Well, we're down to 2. Garchomp v Garchomp. You avoid the attack. Well, it's an even fight now, huh? The Arcanine. Welcome back, we're fighting a priest. Or we were. Why? Why you? Why do you have the blessing of Arceus? Because I'm the protagonist. And I have a hero on my side. Why? How? I devoted myself to Arceus beyond any other. I worshipped as the creator of our entire world. All the time I spent poring over the legends, everything I've done. You outsiders almost as if you spat out a space-time rift just to get in my way. Was that not obvious? No, it isn't finished yet. Can't you feel it? The chill creeping through your veins, the interest presence icing your heart. Hey, Giratina. Yeah. Oh. Oh, I only have 2 Pokemon left. Ah. Alright, hero. Will you be the one to save the day? Why do you know Aurasphere? Alright, now to find out if it was scripted that I can die here. Oh, no? Wait, what? I just... What? Hmm. It's not really super obvious he's evil up until post-game, honestly. He's kind of just the, oh, I'm just conveniently here kind of guy. It was not scripted that I would lose, no. I would have revived people if I had known that. And hello, Phoenix. Hope you're having a good day and not being killed by Pokemon Satan. Here you go, jump. Can confirm, have not died. Alright, this is an outrage. My Garchomp's bigger, so clearly superior. Don't be like your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Cynthia. Yeah, but he's also following in the footsteps of Cyrus, or rather, Cyrus is following in his footsteps. Moonblast. Ow. Okay. Well. Hero, I believe in you. I haven't seen Cyrus's ancestor. So if there is one, I don't know who it is. Oh, you mean the captain? No, she's super nice. He knows Crunch. No, the captain's super nice. She looks stern, but she's also afraid of bugs. And she helps you out, like, during the in-game. Arcanine, oh no. Yeah, he kind of does look like he's just covered in smoke. Dang it, Arcanine. I don't know why the ghost doesn't show up for some reason. It's weird how many of these fights are just like, you do a move. Well, it's dead. Meow. Petal dance. Alright, time to clap the flowers. Why? Why you? Level up. So now the question is, can I catch it? Yeah, you see this shadow mountain? You can catch that. You're gonna go first? Yep. Shadow Force. Dang it. Well, this is apt, but not really gonna work for me, is it? Ow. Pain. There's no choice but to win this battle. Okay. Answers that question. Who has the best method of dealing with them? Honestly, it might be Dialga. Alright, Star. You've always been my strongest Pokemon. Oh no, into noodle form. I didn't expect this. And he gets to go twice, of course. Alright, well. Well, Volo, it's been great. Wait, hang on, let me make this more accurate. Well, Volo, it's been great. Bye! Gonna go over here, I guess. Well, we need to redesign our Pokemon team. Who's not pulling their weight, do you think? Honestly, Jack, pretty worthless. No offense. I'm sorry. But you're super weak. Dialga... all of these have solid kills. Even Hero, surprisingly. But, like, what else do I use? All of my other Pokemon are pretty low level. I mean, we've got the Super Psychic Kitty. And Sylveon. Who is a Psych or a Fairy type. So that actually... he knows how to jump good. That's about it. Hang on, Penny wants out. Be right back. I'm back. I got caught up in conversations. Sorry that I left you in silence, though. I do wish the menu thing had its own, like, Pokemon Center music or something, right? That'd be fun. Alright. But it is getting noisy here, so I don't know how much longer I can go on for now, but we'll see. But either way, I need to know what should be our last Pokemon. See, he has Spiritomb. And we also need to look at my moves, actually. I think he's a Ghost Dragon? I don't know, is he in my Pokedex? He is. He is a Ghost Dragon. There you go. I'm glad losing to him still researches things in my Pokedex. You know what really bothers me about Volo? He got rid of his egg. Like, he has a Togepi, right? Where'd it go? Now it's just some weird flying egg creature. Like, why isn't it just a big Togepi? I've got a big Togepi. You didn't need to evolve it, though. And he's a Ghost Dragon. I could go with Rapier. Right Emperor. Like, I don't really have... I don't really have too many things that are, like, actually really good. Frostlass has a lot of coverage, actually. With Thunderbolt, Blizzard, and Icicle Crash, and Crunch. And its attacks are actually pretty balanced. I'm not a defensive player, you know that. Another thing I need to do. Level up. Now, the issue is that he also has a lot of coverage with his ground moves and everything. I'm gonna level up my main cast of characters, too. I don't know who Vikavolt is, so probably not. Dang it. There we go. Star has to be our strongest Pokemon. This is my real starter. This is the first Shinx we caught. Oh, I don't think so. I don't think I've seen it. I don't really need to give it special attack because it doesn't have any special attack moves, but no reason not to. Speed's important. This is real fun, isn't it? The problem in this game, Griffey, is there's really not There's not really a way to be defensive. There are a few Pokemon that can take some hits, but I don't really have any. I don't have any Pokemon that know poison moves. There we go. Yeah, like even level like 20 something Pokemon can destroy a level 70. Like the damage is just... I have a Haunter, but not around that level. I do have Gliscor. Now let me go back home. Yeah, just leave Volo on the top of the mountain, who cares? Oh, and also makes it worse is I think it actually used my revive, huh? Hello. I want new moves. She already knows Thunderbolt. Why? Whatever. Nope, nothing good there. What about you, Volt? Thunderbolt, Hyper Beam, Play Rough, Giga Impact, Snarl. No, nothing good there. I mean, Iron Tail's not bad, but... Rebron? No status moves at all. A lot of them are like chance moves, but none of them are good moves. Ew. Mystical Fire, Shadow Ball, Magical Leaf, Focus Energy. Nothing. Yeah, all the moves they can learn are just punch harder moves. Another nice punch, yep. And she yells at him, and suddenly he's like, oh yeah, that's how you punch better. That's all of them, I think. Alright, here we go. And I'll take these just in case. Could also use some of these upgrades, but eh. Yeah, this game is not really designed around status things either, because when you beat or like escape a battle, all your statuses are fixed just instantly. It's pretty weird. Ow. Go away. Which, you know, it makes the single player feel more impactful because... No, they definitely can be useful. I've never really been a fan of them, but they can be useful. It's just hard to get them off. And a lot of the really good ones are now just damage over time. Or a chance. Like, sleep is now drowsy. And being frozen is now frostbite. Like, it's just not the same. Yeah, and hopefully they stick to the idea that these are single-player games. Instead of, you know... Anything better than that? Not really. Instead of, you know, focusing on like, oh, well, clearly this is a, competitive game, It's like, it's not. People made it into a competitive game, but that doesn't mean it needs to be. Yeah, that's true, especially since some Pokemon get 2 moves on their own just by being faster. So it's hard to balance the speed stat out. I don't think Paralyze makes you go last either. It just has a chance to make you pause. Sylveon! It's the only thing that can do it. Uh-oh. Okay. There goes his full restore. No, Quick Style reduces the chance of you getting a status move, actually. I wonder how many times you can do this. I don't think it actually made a difference. Why are you Shadow Balling? Sylve, please stop yelling. Roserade? Oh yeah, poison. The joke's on you. Don't remember what my plan was for you. Also, swapping doesn't guarantee that they will get a move, which is neat. But it also makes it so if you do swap, they can react to that. Which is why he switched to spikes instead of poison jabbing me again. Ew. Arcanine. He knows Crunch. Yep. Double crunching power. Alright, but you can't stand up to a hero. Obliterated. It's like I defeated the noble Arcanine with that. You can't stand up to a true hero. Uh-oh, he might. Well, it was worth a shot. Starvolt gets 3 turns. He'll only need 1. Why does he get to go first? I'm so much faster than you. Get out of here. Honestly, I don't know. Kinda hoping that wouldn't kill. But of course it would. Here's my big ghost. Oh no, it avoided it! Well. Didn't even need to worry about it. Shouldn't have gone for the blizzard. After Activision, I should have known Blizzard was a bust. This isn't the end. Can you feel it? The shadows creeping along your spine. Yes, it's a ghost type. You don't have to yell boo so loudly, jeez. Just skip, I know what Pokemon Satan looks like. This is awkward. I was kind of hoping it would send out the first Pokemon. You know, not that one. Oh, Frostlass gets 2 moves. Good for you. Goodbye, Frostlass. Thank you for your contribution. Best ghost. Coast to coast. You know what, Giratina? 2 can play at that game. Where is my max potion? There it is. Also, full restores are very cheap in this game. Haha! The shadows fight the shadows. Uh-oh. Why Earth power? Oh, it's out of shadow power. It only has 5. Well, I mean, really? There you go. It's not very effective. Being obscured did not really do much for me. We went in with this convoluted strategy when the answer was just Sylveon the whole time. Just pull out a fairy. A shadow fairy. Oh no. Ow. That didn't do as much as I was hoping it would. Goodbye, Sylveon. I'll remember you always. Okay, good, good. And crunch. Starvolt saves the day. Oh, you finally beat Giratina. Thanks, game. Thanks for the slight sass at the very end. Turning tail and running from this puny human? Pathetic. The one to feed you the power you need so you could take on Arceus. I was the one who gave you a chance to claw open that space-time rift, driving the deity of space and the deity of time mad so you could drag the creator out from hiding. How could this happen? Almighty Arceus, if you have a heart within you, then tell me. The blood of the ancient Sinnoh people flows in my veins, does it not? What is it, then, you find so lacking in me? Me tell me this world doesn't need to be remade? Can't live with such questions. I can't bear not satisfying this ache to know. Answer me, then. Really. There's some dream that propels you that as I've had? I do. So you do. Doubtless your dream of yours can never leave the room for the dreamed one like me. Great wielder of Pokemon, and you battle alongside your Pokemon. In the end, I was alone, but not you. Also, could we maybe turn off the background Pokemon noise while I'm having my monologue? It's kind of distracting. You'll fight together with your Pokemon to seize whatever dreams you have. Here, take it. Take the plate that started me on this path, the plate I received from Giratina. My journey is over. My story ended when I lost to you. Here you go. The spooky plate. So much. You dropped the mood so much when you called your ancient Giratina plate the spooky plate. I've started off on my evil dream when I saw something spooky. Oh, now do you gather all the plates said to exist in the land of Hisui? Celestia Flute transformed into the Azure Flute. Why? The Azure Flute. It comes to you. Arceus wishes to meet you of all people. You had to be the one. That why you were brought to this world? No desire to watch the sidelines as Arceus comes to you. Absolutely cannot accept a world in which you would ever manage to defeat Arceus. Someday I'll solve every bit of the legend of his sweetest Pokemon. Not a day I'll stand before Arceus at last. No, I will conquer it. And how many years, how many decades, how many centuries it takes me. Goodbye. Okay, well... Hmm? Seek out all the Pokemon there are to meet. Then play your flute upon the dais in the Temple of Sinnoh. All of my Pokemon are dead. Well, for that performance, Sylveon, you deserve a name. What would our fairy boy's name be? Stood up to the shadows by becoming a shadow. I don't know, I'm terrible at names. No, that's not a name, that's a title. Plus it's a boy, so... Print Eclipse? Well, he can if he wants to, but he doesn't want to. He is one with the shadows. Darn. I would have to get rid of the space. What? Oh, I pressed space. There. When Frostlass gets a name, you get to be... I don't know. I'm bad at names. There. Gave us the victory with that double thing, so... The double heal. Back in the box they go. Well, I'll put them in the... unlucky few box. How dare you, random. You missed the great plot twist. The plot twists... and the torture that we had to go through to get there. Like, I actually lost a Pokemon battle. For the first time. Let's see... And then a second time, but you know... That second time doesn't count, obviously. Also, we've got Regigigas. Which, by the way, for those that weren't here for it, I need to point out Regigigas' height issue. Alright, like, here's our ghost. Pretty big boy. Here's Palkia. Pretty massive horse boy. Here's Regigigas. Like, he's big. But when we met him, they were ranting about how colossal he is. And I'm like, is he? Is he really that big? And he's slightly bigger than our Dragon Boy, too. But, well, honestly, it's because he's slouching. If Garchomp wasn't slouching, he'd be taller. So, I don't know what they were planning with Reggie. None of them could kill me. If they could, why haven't they? We also have a washing machine. It cost me $80,000. Somehow not that expensive compared to real washing machines. And I have all the unknown. We're just missing a few legendaries. And a few other small things, probably. I feel bad that Stella's underleveled now, but, you know, just whatever. I wish Mimic worked like Paint or whatever. So he would just still have Shadow Walk or whatever it was called. Oh yeah, Jack. I'm sorry, Stella just doesn't really do much. Sketch. Yeah, that's what it was. Here, I'll fix things. It's not your fault that I didn't level them up. Or grind stones into their stomachs. I wouldn't really say the horse carried us. That's definitely Star. Because Star just has so much coverage and is so fast. Like, look at that. Like, the speed game in this is what really turns some fights around when you just get 2 moves in a row. And with 3-7 attack? And like all the fangs? Got teeth made of diamonds. Stella definitely did stuff when, you know, she had the chance. But, you know, there are other fish in the sea, you see? What does Garchomp have? I don't know. It's just been my ground. Oh, it's got a bashful nature, so it has even stats. Garchomp's stats are pretty... It's pretty average. way better attack, but that's because it has 6 points in that. Hero's trying his best, okay? He wasn't really supposed to be in this team for so long. And Stella has lower speed but high attack. Lower special attack, higher attack. That's fair. Very slow, but pretty tough. Its defense and special defense are way up there. Yeah, they're pretty even speed-wise. But Star has way more attack power and special attack. Garchomp's a little tankier, though. So, you know, it's an even party overall. They just have different battle choices. But I didn't have Gar for a while. Or Alf. Alf the Chomp Monk. We have all the plates, and we have the Azure Flute. Does it actually, like... No. Doesn't change anything. But sadly, with all that in mind, I think I have to go... because of how noisy it is. It's very distracting to have noise outside my door. So relatively short stream, only 2 hours. But we technically beat the thing. I will probably go around and catch Pokemon that I haven't caught yet. And then probably either come back later tonight or at some other point with more Pokemon. Just rest assured I won't catch Arceus off stream. I'll catch other things off stream. Sorry for the sudden ending. But hey. We fought Pokemon Satan and we won. Next time we'll catch him. But, boy for now. Have a good night if I don't return. Well, you can do both. Probably.